Hello and welcome to Kurious City. With a difference, we're on lockdown. This is all about helping creative freelancers, indie businesses, arts companies raise awareness about their current plight and tell you how you can help them. So if you're keen to get in touch or you know someone that needs some help, please email me, letty@kurious.art. And just to say, we are recording this online, so the audio isn't usual industry studio spec. So forgive us for that and enjoy. Hello and welcome to another episode of Kurious City on Lockdown. Today I'm talking to Ruth Hay, who is one of the co-owners of the Treehouse Boardgame Cafe in Sheffield, which I gather is the only boardgame cafe in Sheffield? Definitely the first.
Yeah, definitely the first, currently the only. Yeah, maybe that will change eventually, but one suspects not in the next few months.
Yeah. So for those listeners who, for some inexplicable reason, don't know about the boardgame, the Treehouse Cafe, can you tell us a bit about what it's like, what people can expect, the kind of vision behind the business?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a sort of cafe bar, does all the normal things you would expect a cafe bar to do. And we do quite a lot of craft beers, but we also do kind of like barista style coffees and all of that kind of jazz. Food-wise,
yeah, I've had many a delicious platter there.
Excellent. Yeah, food-wise, it's quite like a cafe-style menu. We try and work as much as we can with sort of other local businesses, so we get a lot of stuff from Seven Hills Bakery, coffees from a lovely guy called Fraser who roasts it in Kelham Island. We work with Aberdale Brewery quite a bit as well. So it's kind of got all that sort of stuff going on. But as well as that, there's also a library of over 500 board games that you can play while you eat and drink. Or just play. Eating and drinking, not compulsory. So the way it normally works is people would book a table in advance, then you come along either for a 2-hour or 4-hour session with friends or family or whoever you want to play with. We've got a games taster menu to get you started if 500 is a bit too many to choose from. And that's got like recommendations for different player counts. And then all of our staff are kind of massive board game enthusiasts, as you might expect, and they're always kind of there to give you some pointers and help you get started with the rules.
If you haven't got a board game chum, do you? Am I right in thinking you have kind of social nights where if you really want to have a go and you, for whatever reason, can't find someone to drag along with you, you can turn up and play and meet new people and have fun?
Yeah, that's right. So usually we've got kind of all sorts of events going on in a given month. So we have a monthly kind of general social gaming night where you can just kind of turn up, pick a game, find some other players. But there's a few other things as well. So we've got there's a monthly night called Rainbow Gamers that's kind of the same for a LGBT plus audience. We've got a board games playtesting night where people can kind of bring along their prototype games that they're working on and get some feedback from other people. There's all sorts of things like that. We've run a few speed friending nights that are quite fun. That's a bit more structured. So you kind of turn up, you kind of get assigned to a table that has a 2-player game on it, and then you sort of work your way around playing different 2-player games with different people.
What a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So just tell us a little bit about how C19 has impacted on the business and kind of whether people can still interact and, you know, what they can do to support you or what are the options during the pandemic?
Sure. So we are currently closed at the moment. We closed on the 19th. The main signs of COVID before that were that people were playing the board game Pandemic really quite a lot more than usual.
It's like everybody reading Albert Camus' The Plague at the moment. It's the kind of board game equivalent.
Quite kind of zeitgeisty, yeah. So there was a lot of that, we closed kind of the Thursday before everything had to close on the Monday, since then there isn't really a way. Unfortunately, we considered doing like a games rental service, but the logistics, it was just too difficult really. We kind of thought that was maybe introducing a bit too much risk, moving these things between people's houses and all that kind of stuff. and our menu isn't really kind of a takeaway style menu, so we kind of haven't been doing that either. But what we have been doing is kind of trying to find ways to help people carry on gaming at home. So we've got like a blog on our website that's got some ideas for games that you can play via video conference, some advice kind of on different online platforms that you can play games on. Suddenly there's been like a huge surge in popularity of these kind of simulator style things where basically you play around a virtual table. There's a lot of these things that have already existed, but suddenly everyone's kind of
discovering them. Yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing a bit of that, and then we're slowly settling into a routine of we're going to be kind of doing one event a week. The next event that's coming up, we've got like a fortnightly quiz. This used to be like a monthly thing at the cafe. It was always very popular. There's a guy called Ben who is our quiz master, who's run quizzes at various kind of places around Sheffield, but we've got dibs on him now, and he does a very hard quiz that's got like a lot of problem-solving-y type things. He's a big fan of Only Connect, if that means anything to you, so you can kind of expect those kind of questions, a lot of like sequence questions, find the connection with that. Yeah.
I'm going to force my mum to play. There's one on Sunday, isn't there?
That's right, yeah. So that's coming up this Sunday. And then we had a trial run on Easter Monday of running virtual social gaming events via Zoom. So we'll be doing another one of them the following, so like a week on Sunday coming up.
And how did that go?
It was really good fun, yeah. I wasn't like I was like a little bit nervous about the logistics because I didn't really know how many people were gonna zoom into it. But there was about 20 or so in the end. Wow. And yeah, so we kind of used the breakout room function to kind of assign people into smaller groups, and then we played like a bunch of party games. So there's a few that we've been discovering work really well online. And then, so they're kind of just like analog games that you can adapt to play via Zoom. We also tried some Jackbox games, which is sort of partly online anyway. Like usually you will sit around a TV screen and play on your phone, and all of there's like a that kind of thing. Yeah. And that works really well virtually as well. Because somebody can screen share and be like the central screen, and then you can all kind of interact that way. So,
do you think this is going to kind of pave the way for more of that activity when lockdown's over, or do you think it is just a sort of stopgap for the moment?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like one thing, it's in one way, I feel like sort of people's social lives are maybe kind of expanding a little bit because suddenly you're not limited to just people that are nearby. So, I've been finding it really nice kind of catching up with people that are further away, and suddenly everyone can join in together regardless of where they are. So I think potentially some of this could carry on. I mean, once everyone's completely comfortable with the technology, it's going to seem a lot more natural, I think.
Well, I think, people are getting increasingly more au fait with it all, aren't they? And I reckon it is going to have quite... I was going to say it's going to have a hangover, but that's not quite. I mean, a lasting impact.
Yeah, I think you're right, definitely.
And in terms of, I mean, I don't know the status of the business, whether or not you're a charity, a social enterprise, or whatever, but it must be quite difficult as an independent business in the current climate. And is there any way of people supporting you financially? I mean, can they buy vouchers, or do you have a sort of GoFund campaign that they can donate to kind of keep you going, or is there anything like that?
So yeah, we've got we are a business rather than a charity. Just put that out there. There are a few things people can do. So you can buy vouchers via our website or memberships. We've kind of usually got a membership scheme that gives you some money off the game's cover charge. You can buy those all ready to start on your first visit back to the cafe when we're ready to reopen. We have got a little kind of fun sort of crowdfunding type thing set up our site called Buy Me a Coffee, so if people just want to make a little donation, they can do it that way as well. We've sort of been linking to that on some of the blog posts and things, just if you have fun with this, maybe consider. But we're also, just this week, we are doing a bit of fundraising. We're trying to raise some money for Sheffield's Food Bank network. So we're kind of using our social media to sort of tell people about that and sort of Because that's a huge problem at the moment. Our head chef has been kind of spending a lot of time thinking about this while the cafe's been closed. It's something that he feels very passionately about, and rightly so. He's kind of set up a crowdfunding thing there, and the idea is each time we kind of hit a £300 threshold, that money will be donated to a different food bank around Sheffield. So that's kind of all going to food banks. That's it's not for us, but it's something that we'd feel really chuffed if people wanted to show their support for.
And if they do they find that info via your website, presumably?
It's actually not on the website at the moment, which I should probably sort out, but it is on our Facebook and our Twitter.
Okay.
To get to the link.
Okay. Fab. And just before we finish up, I wondered if you had any top quarantine recommendations for board games that people can play, either virtually or that they might just have loitering about, some old classics that they could blow the dust off that might be upstairs somewhere. So anything that you've been particularly enjoying to pass the days?
Sure. So there's a couple of games that have always been kind of popular ones at the cafe that you can still play very easily from the comfort of your own home. There's a game called Just One that's like a cooperative party game. It's really, really simple. Basically what happens is all that's in the box is a stack of cards and then some little they're like mini whiteboards that stand up, and then some white clean pens. What you do, each card has got 5 words on it, numbered 1 to 5, and you take turns to be the guesser. You kind of stand this card facing away from you so you can't see what's on it, and pick a number relating to one of the words on the card, and then all the other players have to give you a 1-word clue that will help you guess the word that you've chosen.
Lovely.
So that's really nice and simple. Basically, the only other step in the game is that once everyone's written their clue, you have to close your eyes if you're the guesser, and then if anyone's written the same word as somebody else, then those clues get eliminated. So that's kind of encouraging you to try and be a bit obscure with it and maybe go in a different direction from other people. And then once the elimination's been done, the guesser gets to see all the words that are remaining. It's
Just One.
Just One, yeah. So you can. It's readily available to buy, but you can also kind of just make your own if you want to. You could just get somebody else to write down a word or put some words in a hat or something. It's easy to recreate.
And what about any family-friendly games that there might be some parents and children out there thinking, what next? I've Googled everything on the internet. I've run out of ideas.
Sure, yeah. I don't think I've got a handy recommendation for ones that people can kind of make themselves, but for kind of younger kids, we are huge fans of a game company called Haber. They make games that come in kind of bright yellow boxes, and they've got some really fab options. Animal Upon Animal is a game I find really hard to say, but it's a lovely one to play. It's kind of like an animal stacking game. Got like kind of really appealing wooden pieces. Found it works quite well for drug people as well as small children. So that's a good one. Rhino Hero is another really good one. That's again kind of a building game.
Amazing. So Ruth, finally, what is the first thing you're going to do when lockdown is declared over?
Ooh, well, I'm hoping it will still be summertime by then. I'll probably find my way to a beer garden.
It's a lovely classic answer.
There's a lot of lovely pubs that are very, very sad to see kind of boarded up at the moment. So I'll go and show my support to one of those, I think.
Really painful in this beautiful weather, isn't it, on a Friday?
It really is.
It's a Thursday, so I don't even know I'm saying that. Anyway, thank you so much for talking to me today. Good luck with everything, and I look forward to all the different events that are coming up. It sounds great.
Excellent. Good luck in the quiz.
Thank you very much. I'll need it.
Thank you for having me.
A Kurious Arts production.